Welcome back to the Mompreneur Mentor YouTube vlog. Today I have a very special guest, another co-author from the highly anticipated upcoming book, Air Fryer Secrets, spearheaded by Kevin Stephen Quinn. Here is Kathy Walls. Kathy, thank you so much for being on the show today. Please tell us your story and a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am super honored to be here. I was super honored to be in the book as well, because my chapter is something that's completely kind of different from everybody else. But I got my start from print on demand, and my stuff, let me tell you what. I am an accountant by trade. So I was doing bookkeeping and taxes and all that boring stuff. And my husband does decorative tile work and hardwood work. And someone asked him if he could print on a tile. So of course he's like, hey, let me go check it out. Right. So he literally went and checked it out and bought all this equipment for a thing called sublimation process.
I know that you're talking about. That's
Yes.
really cool. For tiles?
For a tile. For a 6x6 tile, just one tile. So we spent like 10 grand on equipment and stuff. I'm thinking, is this even right? I mean, what are you even doing? Because for one tile, and he's like, oh, I figured we'd check it out and see if there's something else we can do. Because I had a business with him in our mid-20s. It was a brick and mortar, and we grew it really well and sold out. And then he started doing this, and he's very artistic. So I'm like, all right, I'll trust you. I'll trust you. So, we started a sublimation business, and we started on eBay and, kind of just like getting free designs and stuff and figuring out what we could print on and all that jazz. Mind you, I didn't know about SEO. I didn't know about keywords. I didn't know anything. I mean, I'm an accountant, right?
So
I don't know anything.
Your success was totally organic through this eBay sublimation print on demand. Wow, that is awesome. Did you print your own designs?
Yeah, so eventually we did, because we noticed that we weren't listening to anybody. We didn't even know what we were doing, right? We just kind of was shooting in the wind. So Scott was doing that's my husband. He was doing some research. He's like, you need to do monogram stuff. People love monograms and, all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I didn't even know how to run Photoshop. Okay. I had no clue whatsoever. My teenage son had to teach me Photoshop with YouTube, right? So that's how I learned it. And then I was kind of frustrated with it a little bit, because we'd have some sales, but then I'm like, this isn't enough for me to mess with. I have 2 kids, and I have a full-time job. I don't want to do this and not make any real money, right? So I literally set it aside. I had to do another tax season, and I'm like, I'm done. I just want to close the door, so to say. So I closed the door for 4 months during the whole tax season, because that's very overwhelming. And I hated doing it. I hated doing taxes. I was good at it. I hated doing it. We all done that, right? We've done the jobs we're good at, but we hate. That's exactly what I was doing for like 5 years in a row, because we sold our business. We didn't know what I wanted to go into next. And I finally just sat on the floor one day in the office, because I had a really bad day at the tax office. And I'm like, I have to figure this out. So I'm like, okay, digging, researching, learning SEO and what that was, and learning platforms that I can present my stuff on, learning social media, all of that. And I eventually went off of eBay, went into Etsy, which my chapter's on, and I learned Photoshop very well, and I created designs. I listened to what they wanted. I listened to what people wanted. And I went into the wedding, bachelorette niche.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, you can't even go wrong with that. That's all year long, right? So I did that, and keywords, and I learned, and we tweaked, and we did whatever, and boom, I made over 6 figures on Etsy just by learning and doing and making my own stuff.
Kathy, that is an
Yeah,
amazing story. And
I know.
another one, you guys, another amazing story. This is fantastic. So
Yeah,
we get so many entrepreneur stories. If you guys haven't checked out our Air Fryer Secrets mini vlog playlist, you can hear all of our co-author stories. So check that out. The link is on our Mompreneur Mentor YouTube vlog. Now, what I love about your story is it's so inspiring for entrepreneurs who are like, look, I know I want to get out of this. I
right.
don't know how, but you don't have to know how as an entrepreneur. And a lot of the most successful entrepreneurs I've studied, they literally had no idea how they were going to do it. They just committed, like,
Yes.
and a lot of times it's the one idea or thing that they didn't really think would pan out, or they didn't know, and just kind of
Right.
throwing, darts at the board, and then one just boom, stuck. So
Right.
yours
But
was,
that's it. That's it. They persevered. They kept going forward. There was many times I wanted to quit what I was doing because it wasn't just like boom, I learned it, it was done, right? I learned it and I still had the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows through it. But it's continuously going. I think everybody thinks that there's a secret to being an entrepreneur. The secret is when we're told no, we continue to go. Whenever
yeah,
we fall, we get back up and we do it again. And
yeah.
that's the whole thing. I mean, I have evolved from Etsy, which I sold that business in February of last year. And I have become an e-com coach, an affiliate coach. I have group coaching with other people. I have a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I will be speaking live in July on stage in Las Vegas
I
to
love that.
up to 300. I mean, that's just because we just don't give up. So there's no secret to it except for just keep going and don't give up.
Yeah, the resilience. The learning for me, it's like, don't take failure as a failure. Take this as I was just testing this market or this business model, and now I
Absolutely.
know better. Like, you cannot let failure into your mindset as an entrepreneur.
No, you definitely can't.
I'm so impressed. That is huge. And it's like you're one of those rare stories. Like, this is so inspiring to me. I love your story. And congratulations on the
Thank you.
speaking engagement. So how did you meet Kevin Stephen Quinn? How did that story come out? How did you get your book, your chapter on Etsy?
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you what, Kevin is a gem. I met him about a year ago and it was just online. And because we were both in that ClickFunnels space, in the online space, and I kept seeing him and I thought, I really like this guy because he kind of just tells it as it is. And it's kind of hard online to see people for who they are.
Yes.
So I love the fact, and this is something I do on mine, I go live in my personal page so people can see me as a normal person and not just the marketer, right? I want to see the 360. Well, you got that with Kevin. So I, chatted with him and he's ex-military. My son's military. My son was deployed and we had that kind of connection and stuff. And then honestly, I did not even meet him in person until this last, when was it, July or something, whenever OfferMind was going on and we went to Boise. And it was like I met my cousin. It's like, oh yeah, you're my family, right? And we just hung out and now we're like, siblings, I mean, we really do get along very well because we mesh well. We want good people. We like to surround ourselves with good people. But whenever I spoke to him and he's like, well, what do you do? What have you done? And I'm like, well, this is what I've done. And he goes, well, we don't have an Etsy chapter. We need an Etsy chapter. We have an Amazon. We need Etsy. We're trying to hit all these platforms and you don't hear a lot of Etsy successes, right? Some people on
No.
here probably don't even know what Etsy is, but it's like an eBay, but for handmade stuff.
There is real money to be made on Etsy.
Oh, yes.
It's a huge platform, mompreneurs, and it's great if you have a hobby. If you're out there in the
Absolutely.
mompreneur blog universe watching us, dude, if you're crafty, you got a cry cut, you do print on demand like Kathy, like Etsy is a great platform.
Absolutely.
You
Knitting
totally have
stuff.
to get the book to
Yeah.
read her chapter.
Yeah. And I kind of go over how to get started in Etsy and what you need to do. And I'm building a course on it. And it's really a good platform, especially for the moms and, that are staying at home. And a lot of moms are very creative. You can sell a lot of your stuff on Etsy and people will pay a good price for it because they know it's homemade and it may be the only one of, like looks just like that. It's just great. Moms need you, if you're looking for $500 extra a month, or $15,000 extra a month, depending on how much you want to do. You can do it on Etsy.
I love that. And I love hearing your story, how you sold the business and you went on to a new space. And I've noticed that with you guys, again, check out the whole Air Fryer Secrets playlist because all of the authors are giving me their organic story of how and I did this too. Like I started one business, I learned everything I could, and then I sold it off, and I grew that into another business, learned what I could, and then sold it off. And you kind of follow this organic growth.
Yes, it is. Isn't it great? Isn't it a great feeling?
Yeah, constantly changing. Like, oh, I just leveled up. I sold off this business. Like I did that. On to the next adventure. It just makes life so much more fulfilled, and especially working for yourself and the freedom of your time. Like moms totally need that.
They do. They really do. And my kids are 18 months apart. Now they're 20 and 21 now. So, I started young, but, I understand. I understood where they are coming from, where moms are coming from, even if they're 4 years apart. It's like you never have that break for you. And you always feel like, you ever feel like you have this gift, this talent, and you just don't know where to put it?
Yes, 100%. That's what got me into entrepreneurship.
You can do it, guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you come from, where you've been, or, you can do it from anywhere. If you have internet and a computer, you can do it.
Yes, they hear that, mompreneurs. You can make that happen. So what is your offer? Can you give us any kind of sneak peeks into your Etsy offer at the end of your chapter?
Yeah, I'm going to have a free course it's learnetsywithkathy.com. And I am in the process of building it right now. And it's basically just going to be a free course to get you from A to Z and get your store launched and what it should look like. And maybe give you some ideas as well on what you can do in those stores.
Wow, I love that. One of my very first fortes into entrepreneurship online was Etsy. Unfortunately, it didn't work for me. And I didn't have I ended up going into digital agency, then drop shipping, then Mommycom, and now I'm moving on as a female founder with my own products that I'm patenting. But I loved the platform because I loved that, I could sell my paintings and, people might like my art. But I never did the SEO or anything right. And I realized painting all these things for me was more than I could have charged. So,
Right. Well, not only that, with Etsy, you don't have to worry about having your own website, doing the hosting and all that stuff. And a lot of people get overwhelmed with that. So if you're brand new to anything online, a platform like Etsy and eBay and stuff like that is where you really should go to until you get to learn the craft and know the craft. If I started with just a website, which my husband does those now, so I'm kosher with that, but starting out, there was no way. We would have got totally lost in all of it. So Etsy was really, really good and simplified the process for me. And I didn't have to worry about all the extra stuff that you don't think about.
I love that. I love your story. That offer sounds like insanely good value, yes. You guys, a whole free training. Every author in this book, we've got 60 plus authors in the Air Fryer Secrets book, is giving an offer at the end of their chapter of super free value. Yes. It's literally, this book is worth thousands of dollars, and all the proceeds are going to the Operation Underground Railroad. So that's don't forget to pick it up when it launches. We'll put the link for it in the description box. Now, Kathy, how can our viewers find you online if they're like, oh my God, I want to do Etsy. Sounds super user-friendly. I'm very crafty and creative. I could do this. I could, squeeze it into my life. Maybe it's a side hustle, grow it as a business. I'm super intrigued. Where do they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Kathy Walls. That's
There you
it.
go.
You'll see all my links there. I have Mastering Digital Marketing, How to Win Online with Kathy Walls. That's a group that I do. I also have group coaching with 3 other of the Air Fryer Secrets authors, Jenny Henson Lane, Melissa Duran, and Kevin Steven. And that's at catalystgenius.com. And that one, you get 4 authors for like $9 a month. And you can ask any questions you want. So
That is a good deal for a
absolutely,
mastermind of
absolutely.
very experienced people. Okay, all my viewers out there, I know you hate this because you're like, it's expensive to get a master or mentor. And even though I put out these free mentor, videos, it's not enough. Like, I could have got through so much pain and heartache, saved myself so much time and money by investing in mentors. That is a good deal. Kathy's got the deal that is a steal. You heard it here. $9 a month, Catalyst Genius. And you get to work with the amazing Kevin Stephen Quinn and the other authors, which I hope to have them on this playlist.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, we have Jenny Henson Lane, who got her podcast to #2 in like 3 days. No kidding, in her niche. And then we have Melissa Duran, who is a certified ClickFunnels designer. And then, of course, Kevin is a sales strategist, and I'm a digital strategist. So you have every aspect covered for $9 a month, guys. So
that's a good deal.
You cannot even beat that. That is one of my primary focuses, and we did that cheap because we know so many people struggle with getting help at an affordable price.
That is amazing. Well, thank you guys for offering that. I think this wraps us up for Kathy Walls, guys, and her chapter on Etsy in the upcoming Air Fryer Secrets book. Kathy, before we head out, are there any last, like a quote or a piece of advice or knowledge for our people out there watching this video and tuning in with us today?
Yes. So the first one, pick a niche. Don't just shoot in the wind. Second of them, don't give up. And listen to your audience. Just listen to people. Find out where they're hanging out. Listen to what they're saying and solve their problems. You can make a lot of money doing so. Just don't give up.
I love it. The amazing Kathy Walls. Kathy, thank you so much for your time. And guys, do not forget to get the book. Link will be in the description box below. And the links for Kathy will be below if you want to reach out and get in her mentor group or get on to Etsy. She is your girl. Thank you so much, Kathy. All right, guys, we're signing off, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you later.